Welcome to the Lunch with Chris show, where your host, Chris Daly, talks with movers and shakers from all walks of life to get their opinions on important questions. Each season, there is a new question and new guests. This short, impactful show skips all the fluff and just brings you insightful answers from great guests. And now, doing his part to change the world in a positive way, your host, Chris Daly.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Lunch with Chris show. I am your host, Chris Daly, and I wanted to do a quick show. That's why we labeled this one show number 000, because it's not actually one of the shows. It explains it. So call it a preamble. I want to explain what the Lunch with Chris show is all about. It's based on the book by Keith Ferrazzi, Never Eat Alone, which the message is, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, you need to be meeting people. You need to be hanging with people. You need to be sharing ideas with people, but you also should find people who are inspirational to you, educational to you, take them to lunch, pick their brains, and absorb some of their knowledge, some of their experience. So that's what I'm doing with this show. And yes, lunch is figurative on a lot of these because they're not all in person. In fact, most of them will be done via telephone, Skype, things like that. But it works. So I use it. The design is for me to get these people, these inspirational, educational, motivational, informative people, and pick their brain. And how we do it, each season, we have a different question. We will ask one question to every guest that season. And that way, you end up, by the time you're done listening to, 13 episodes or so for the season, you've gotten a cornucopia of information about that one subject. And I think that's priceless. A little bit about some of the guests we have coming up. We have John Lee Dumas, who is an infopreneur extraordinaire. He is killing it, making a boatload of money selling information products online. But we've also got folks like Paul Sherwin, NBC commentator. He's been one of the major voices of the Tour de France for 3 decades. And, to me, this is one of my favorites because I'm a big cycling fan. Also got Hugh Forrest, of South by Southwest, the extremely amazing, huge event that goes on every year in Austin. We've got 4-time Olympian Ruben Gonzalez, who now goes around the country speaking to businesses, speaking to groups with a very inspirational message. I mean, what a great guy. We've got Gail Stolzenberg, a master networker, the absolute best networking person I have ever run into. I've known him for years, and so glad that I was able to interview him. We've got Tanya Hoffman, the head of the Public Speakers Association, and she goes out there getting people gigs and helping you become a better public speaker. We've got Phyllis Snodgrass, the COO of the Austin Chamber of Commerce. If you know anything about Austin, you know it is an amazing place. It has blown up, not only in terms of population, in terms of businesses and opportunities and just passion. And that's just a tiny sample of some of the guests we have this very first season. So I have a favor to ask you. Listen to the shows. Listen to the first 5 or 6. That'll give you a feel for what the show is about. Then please go online to iTunes and rate and review us. Hopefully you'll rate us well, but write a review and tell us, tell other people what it is that you think is cool about it. That will help so much in getting the word out, getting these voices in front of more people, and sharing that collective knowledge And then if you have a connection with somebody who you think would be a great guest for the show, please get us in touch, and we'll see about getting them on the show, because that's what we want. We want all walks of life. The key is they have to have something to say. They have to be somebody that's worth listening to. And you know, I think most people are. Anyway, so again, thank you for listening to this preamble show, and thank you so much in advance for giving us that most valuable gift, which is your time in listening to this show. Again, I'm Chris Daly. This is the Lunch with Chris show. Until next time, hey, keep it real.